damn near forgot to unmute myself. There. And hello, welcome to the stream. This is your first time here. My name is Shiro. I'm a comic artist. What I usually do on these streams is I talk a little bit about what happened artistically in the past week, if anything interesting happened, mostly to me, because this show is all about me. And then after that, we move on to drawing the weekly Bootleg Cookie. And I need to cut my nails. They are way too long for my liking. So, yesterday was the color challenge, and I drew 4 cards, a original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord, which took me an hour, and then I drew Joker Jr. Pauline dressed as Scarlet Overkill in a coronation dress from the Minions. I have not watched the movie. I watched like the Despicable Me 1. That's about it. And finally a Katamari Damacy character. June, I believe, and the Megazord and June are already sold. I dropped them in the shop, and I always say first come first serve, for a very good reason, because some of them sell, like, one time I didn't even have time to announce that they were a shop drop, they were already sold. So yeah, you gotta be fast. This would be way better with ice. So, first of all, more importantly, hello Ronald, hello Cartoon Cat Girl, always happy to see you guys. Ronald was telling me before we got online that, let me scroll up. I was at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival with friends yesterday, and then he added, I got to try blow darts and a slingshot with paintballs. Now, an important thing with blow darts, you want to do the breathing in before you put the dart gun to your mouth. Hi Coco. Wow, 3 people. Holy shit. Like at the beginning of the stream, that's a new speed record. I must be doing something right. But yeah, whether it's paintballs or darts, you want to take your breath before putting your mouth on the blow dart gun. Very important. And now somebody's going to clip that out of context. In the meantime, I had an idea yesterday that I suggested to my patrons that I could maybe live stream the making of the last 4 No Rest from the Wicked pages. So far I got feedback from 2 people, and the feedback had about the same laid-back tone as I was trying to write in my post, because the way the making of a page works is that I will sketch, and then I will wait for Gabe's feedback, and then I will pencil and wait for Gabe's feedback, and I will so on and so forth. So live streaming the making of a page would be like incredibly laid back. You drop in whenever you feel like. It's really just an excuse to talk to me while I work. And of course there will be breaks during the live stream as we wait for Gabe, because sometimes it can take like just minutes, sometimes it can take literal hours. And it takes me minimum 2 days to make a page when my eyes are behaving. Because as we saw last week, my eyes were not behaving at all, and it took me the entire week to make the most recent page I drew. Did I say hi, Coco? I hope I said hi, Coco. Hi, Coco, just to be safe. So the response from 2 of the patrons was positive, so I might try that starting Monday. But like I said, it's going to be super casual, if anything, since it's going to be Patreon only. I'm going to be able to use whatever music I want. It's going to be relaxed, like no obligation. It's just to see if it works well, if people are interested in seeing me work on Smack, stuff like that, you know? It's going to be the same overlay and everything. But like I said, it's really just an excuse to talk to me more casually. I won't have to constantly say, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. This stream was not brought to you by... You did say hi before. Okay, good, thank you. Just wanted to be safe. Yeah, it was Cartoon Cat Girl's birthday yesterday, so I put up some streamers on top of the screen. And I added birthday wishes in the tickers, so everybody, like, if you have a birthday, tell me. I will put up some streamers. I will shout you out in the ticker. It's gonna be so super cute. Happy birthday, Cat Girl. Wait, I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit because I do not want to miss chat. Like, chat is actually chatting right now. And that's actually a recent thing for me, because usually the people that do watch are more lurkers, and you guys tend to talk more, and I am 100% for that. I agree wholeheartedly. Keep doing that. I don't want to miss it, so I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Okay, Ronald. I just let Atari Age, Head Albert Y, and a couple of my friends know about you and provided your links. Thank you! I mean, it would be pretty cool to do some game covers. I mean, if you guys have seen my parodies of my mashup of Game Boy Link games, I only made 2. I still need to do Holodrum. My parody Link games mashed with Mario Land's covers. You know I'm good for it. Cartoon Cat Girl had a great birthday dinner with my mom, stepdad, and grandpa, and got new slippers. New slippers! Always good for new slippers. I got new slippers last year for Christmas, and they're already kind of ruined because I do everything in them. But as long as there's no hole in the sole, I'm gonna keep them. Ended the day by watching The Superior Beauty and the Beast, the one from 1994. Reminding me of when Disney was worth watching. Yeah, the one from 1994. Quote-unquote my favorite Disney animated movie. Tale as old as time. Happy belated birthday. Ronald, okay, you, Gabe, and Beth did a great job on the current issue. I'm glad that you 3 didn't decide to bring Fawful back. Oh lord, that is such a thing. Okay. I'm gonna say this again. I said it like several times in the... I said it like several times in the comments and in the description of the latest page. Fawful is dead! If we ever decide to bring him back, it would probably be like as a cameo portrait, as a ghost, like Boo Fawful. He is done! He is pining for the fjord! He has ceased to be! He died in Bowser's Inside Story. There is no more Fawful. It's only Faw empty. He's gone. If you guys want me to add a Bean Bean villain anywhere, it's going to have to be Popple. Popple is still alive. And yes, somebody did complain. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna put Bowser in this story. And I said, well, it ain't choose your own adventure, bub. Heck, it ain't choose my own adventure. I don't write these. So I am tempted to add a tier to my commissions Like, choose your own adventure. And it's going to be a very expensive tier because you get a whole bunch of pages. You don't get to change the script, you just get to submit your own script and pay me to draw it. That's what it would be. You have opinions, I have a tip jar. Ching, 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 ching. Happy belated birthday again. And Cartoon Cat Girl. Yeah, I got slippers for Christmas last year and I had to use furniture patches to hold them together. Like, even when it's good quality, it's something you wear every day. And I'm very rough on mine because I even go outside with them to put the trash in the can and stuff like that. That's why I asked for the slippers with a rubber sole. But like I said, I'm really rough on them. The inside of my slippers is a freaking nightmare right now. But as long as the rubber sole is fine, they're good. They still keep my feet warm. They just look like shit. Which is a shame because the cute slippers, like with the cartoon heads, I got a couple pair of those actually. I just don't wear them, I just collect them at this point. With the cartoon heads at the end, those usually have fabric soles and those do not last long with me. Oh lord. My big toe just foo! YouTube, this is a toe. So, before I get yelled at, my hair is so long. Holy jeez. I need to get it trimmed. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on here. And I brushed like super long and super hard earlier. And it did nothing. If Gabe and Beth decide to include Popple, hyper voice acting could have him sound like Edward G. Robinson, the famous gangster actor from the 30s and 40s. Well, he does tend to have that way of talking, doesn't he? What are you, a couple of wise guys? Yo, Rocky, go jump in the lake. Sorry about that, but it's probably gonna happen again. Come on. I wish these were color-coded so I could spot them faster. There we go. We're gonna get started, and I'm going to do my best to keep track of the chat. I do have a sound to tell me whenever something new happens, so as such. My heels wear footwear down like there's no tomorrow. So we both walk differently. Me, it's mostly on my toes. I tend to walk like a penguin. Apparently I put a lot of pressure on my toes. But you, it's your heels. I mean, it's all valid. Everybody is allowed to decay the way they want. I am not gonna judge. It's gonna be another story with my dad again, because I know you guys love my dad. And yeah, I'm saying that out loud on purpose because he's currently in the room next to mine, digging into the freezer. Because I know you guys love my dad! Got Belle watching with me and purring away. Aww. And she's named after the protagonist of my favorite Disney animated movie. I'm old enough that I have the VHS. And not only the VHS, but those big black diamond plastic boxes VHS that doesn't include the extra song that was added later in the DVD version, I believe. Where all the I want to say cast, but employees? All the citizens of the castle are preparing for the big dancing date between Belle and the Beast because they're so sure they're going to get uncursed. Like, I don't even know the song. That's... I just know about it because we happen to have a DVD version of Beauty and the Beast. That's not straight from the Disney Vault, if you catch my drift. And in English, because of course my VHS copy is in French. It's my favorite movie of all time. Oh, it's the best. I agree. Pale as old as times. Cease and desist. Hey, I could sing full songs on the Patreon live streams. If anybody's up for a little silly karaoke. Been a long time since I've seen any Disney movie, though, English or French. There are some songs like I remember like by heart because I played them so much as a kid. It's called Human Again. It wasn't a Broadway musical. Human Again. Thank you. What a whimsical pose to try to listen to somebody who mumbles. I remember the Disney classic tapes. I still have mine from the late 80s, early 90s. The last Disney movie I've seen were Tron Legacy and Zootopia. The last one I saw was Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph was after Brave, wasn't it? I didn't see any of the Trons. Oh my god, I'm so behind on my movies. I saw a post on Facebook recently that said 24 years ago, RoboCop came out, and I'm like, excuse me? Was either 24 years ago or 14 years ago was still... It's how old? And by RoboCop, they meant, like, the reboot, where RoboCop was all in, like, piano black, like a PlayStation. Piano black is a frickin' surface. Like, you look at it, it's black and it's shiny and ooh, ah, but holy Jesus, it ever attract dust.
Which app would you like to use?
Siri still thinks I'm talking to him, but... Last Thursday, I watched A Great Mouse Detective with my Discord group. It's another favorite of mine. I never watched that one. Would you stop paying attention to me? Bah. One more like that and I'm taking my watch off. That's another one that I would like to see. I think it's one that Milk Call worked on, isn't it? Because usually I tend to associate the Xerox era of Disney with Milk Call. Him and his little... The head tilt that he did just to show off. Because just having characters talk was hard enough. To him, he needed to... It's sad what happened to Tim Curry. He suffered from a stroke a few years ago. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair now, but he's not doing too bad with his speech. Sometimes he still struggles a little bit, but he's not doing too bad. I think sometimes he's on Cameo. I don't know if he's on Cameo all the time, but I know sometimes he's on there. At least he keeps on trucking, and we appreciate him for it. You should. Yeah, I know. Like, I have YouTube and Netflix. Where could I rent it? Cadillo doesn't exist anymore. Meanwhile, everybody outside of Quebec, like, fuck is a Cadillo? Milt Kahl retired in 1976 and died in 1987. Oh, I was alive while Milt Kahl was alive. I don't know, it's a kind of little trivia that I always find interesting. Oh, this guy was still alive while I was alive. Oh. I think Picasso died in 82, but I'm not sure. Forgot to take off the border. You gotta take off the border. There. Because I know he worked on Mowgli. Milt Kahl. I know he worked on Mowgli. I'm pretty sure he worked on the Aristocats. Because the butler does the Milt Kahl head tilt when he talks. I think... like... the Xerox era I associate with the Milt Kahl. So I'm pretty sure like he worked on some of the Winnie the Poohs, 101 Dalmatians, The Sword in the Stone. I would need to check because I do not know my years. You guys are gonna learn something today. Disney animator that I like. Bill. Yeah. Ward Kimball, Preston Blair, Art Babbitt, Walt Kelly, Grim Natwick, Jack Kinney, and Eric Larson. Not to be confused with the Savage Dragon creator Eric, with a K, Larson. It started to snow today. Not here, not yet. Keep your cold curse away from me. Also worked for Paul Terry and Natwick worked for Fleischer, Lance, UPA, Jay Ward, Bill Melendez, and Richard Williams. I know some of those names. Obviously, I know the, Terry, that's probably Terry Toons. Fleischer, of course, the Fleischer brothers. Lance, Walter Lance. UPA, the less said about them, the better. Ward, Melendez, and Williams, less familiar for me. Also, if you like your steak well done, you're a freaking monster, is what I'm saying. I shouldn't talk. I like my steak blue. That's literally, this is the pan, this is the steak. Alright, it's done. Load. Come on, new message load. There we go. Sorry, but we get winter from November to April in Michigan. Here too, that's why I'm telling you. Do not tempt this seaside weather. One of my favorite movies growing up was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, with Richard Williams worked on with Robert Zemeckis. At least that a movie I saw. that's like fishing in the ocean for one specific fish, finding a movie I actually saw, because I really don't watch a lot of movies. I used to watch so much TV. Then the internet came on, and then I got a job, and I just don't sit down to watch movies. Like, it has to be a special occasion. I have to go to the cinema to watch a whole movie because I paid good money for it, and I get the 3D glasses and everything, and then I see depth for the first time, and I'm like, load. There we go. I'm the same. Yeah, so that's why I understand when some of you guys like take the time to come and see me, and sometimes you're like, well, I gotta go. No, I understand. This is long. The last movie I saw in theater was The Happy Time Murders in 2018. I don't remember the year. Super Mario Brothers movie. The Illumination one. Did we have a cinema back in 1993? Because the story of our cinema... Because we did have a cinema back in 1993, but the problem is it was abandoned. Like, it was this teeny tiny little building teetering on the side of a cliff. Like, literally... And, like, we have an abandoned pizzeria there, too. And that one's still standing. The old cinema, I think they tore it down. I'm not sure. Been a while. But it's this teeny tiny building built on the side of a cliff. Like, half of the building is on the road on top of that cliff, and the other half's got these long posts going down the cliff. Our modern cinema is like really nicely planted inside this fancy hotel, so that's fine. That's fine. Safer. Like, the whole town is built on a cliff, basically. We got some roads there, like, woof. Last movie I saw in theaters was The Day the Earth Blew Up. That's been a while too, I think, that movie. You said Slidell last time, I think, huh? Used to have 2 theaters, but now we have We are down to one. It's the Grand Theater Slidell in the place of an abandoned drive-thru. We used to have a drive-in too. The Looney Tunes movie, The Cowards, that Warner Brothers didn't want to make happen. Yeah, it's like one specific coward, that one CEO that doesn't like cartoons. And why the fuck are you running a cartoon company? Warner Brothers was built on frickin' Looney Tunes, you frickin' Looney Tune. Well, yeah, I clearly remember the last movie we saw at the drive-in before it was tore down. I'm kind of... There we go. Hey, there's the top of my head. Maybe a little bit back down. It was the live-action version of Asterix Mission Cleopatra. Asterix and Obelix Mission Cleopatra. With Gérard Depardieu as Obelix. When he still had some sort of brain. And I remember we were so mad because Mom and I were waiting the entire time. Because there were songs in the movie, so we thought that they would have the Pudding à l'arsenic, which is our favorite song from the animated version. The animated version is from 75, I think. It's been a while. And then we see À mon bon fils. I do believe in the live-action version, Tournevis is called Nexus 6 for a different joke. Last movie I saw at a drive-in was Ice Age 3. Oh my god. And when À mon bon fils servant, let's be honest, he's his servant, ask him, what's your idea, master? À mon bon fils goes, oh, it's cake. And in French, c'est du gâteau can also be an expression to say it's going to be so easy. So in the cartoon, when À mon bon fils says c'est du gâteau, they go in the kitchen and they start Le Pudding à l'arsenic, which is a fantastic song. I love it. It's super catchy, super easy to learn. It's a recipe, basically, but I wouldn't recommend it. So in the live action, when Nexus 6 asked À mon bon fils, what's the plan? And À mon bon fils said, c'est du gâteau. And Mom and I in the car were holding each other's hands like this. And we were both at the same time. And the next scene, the cake is already made. It's already at Cleopatra's place. And we were like, oh! I'm pretty sure we were so loud. The two cars next to us, we saw the passengers go, huh? I sang a little bit yesterday. Because it's one of the rare songs that I can actually, like, sing from the top of my head. Because you guys know I struggle with my words. Because I know 3 languages. And sometimes a word will pop up and I'm like, what is that word in the other language I'm speaking right now? I am so smart in French, oh my god! I still say this for a steak right here. Well done. That's a crime against steak. I actually remember seeing The Hunchback of Notre Dame at a drive-in when I was really little. Oh, when you were cartoon kitten girl. When you were 30-second interlude kitten girl. When you were what a cartoon pilot episode, Kitten Girl. Now that's young and obscure. Lol, exactly. Hope you don't mind me making a little fun of your username. I know there's some people that don't like when you mess with their names. I like, if somebody doesn't have a nickname, I like to give them one. And I do like to make fun of typos, because if somebody makes typos, but it's not mean, like I'm not trying to make fun of the person, I'm making fun of the typo, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, oh no, that is how that word is spelled now, I love it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a goblin, but I'm trying to be an ethical goblin. No problem, I likes it. Oops, and I completely missed my inkwell. We're gonna take a little mini break, teeny tiny break, just to make sure I hydrate, and then we're gonna pencil. Medium well, that still passes because you can still have flavor in it. And it's not like I expect everybody to like their steak blue. I understand not liking your steak blue. Like, I eat tartare, so of course I'm gonna like blue steak. But well done, there is nothing left. Okay, the flavor has left the building. It has ceased to be this pining for the fjord. And it's hard. I like my meat soft and borderline alive. That's how much of an asshole I am. Like, I will cook for my parents, and I will get them like a medium rare, or like just plain medium steak. And I'm taking my time. Like, the way to a good steak is to flip it as least as possible. I try to flip mine like only once. I will cook it on one side until I can see the gray of the cooking rise up on the sides, and then I will flip it. And when the gray touches, it's done to me. And there's always a little pink inside, and you still got some flavor and you got some juices. But my own steak, alright, fine. It's already too much. The pan is already hot, and the internal temperature has to be hot, so like that I don't get like salmonella or something. I'm medium to medium well. Good to know nobody is a steak trader in this house. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Like the steak doneness trick that I'm showing you guys, I learned like decades ago. But the second trick that I like to use on my steak is when I'm finished cooking it, like before I put it on the plate, I will put a splash of lemon on it, and it actually enhances the flavor. That I learned from Paper Mario Color Splash. So this is the second time a video game came in clutch for my recipes. I also like having my steak with A1 sauce. I have never tried A1 sauce in my life. I will admit, sometimes I have my steak with barbecue sauce, but that's when we actually cook it on the barbecue. And what I like to do to my steaks usually is just like cook them in butter and season them with Montreal steak spice. And of course, when I'm done cooking, a splash of lemon. I learned that from Paper Mario Color Splash because, spoiler alert, one of the bosses is a steak. I do know of a great steakhouse, but it's all the way in Gulfport, Mississippi. MIESSISSIPPI. Back when I could afford to travel, there's this really good steakhouse in Timmins that Davis brings me to every time I go there, and like the steak. And Davis is like, "Are you sure you can eat all that?" And yeah, we'll make jokes about people that like their steak well done. But at the same time, it's like a baby, you know? The important thing is you're fed. That's the important thing. You enjoy it, you can make it work for you, good for you. I don't want none, but good for you. I'm learning stuff from about you guys. And that's good. That's what a conversation is about. Color Splash wasn't bad, and it did have its merits. If only the boss battles didn't frickin' suck so much. Like, don't get me wrong, Color Splash is a gorgeous game. Beautiful game. Love the lighting. Love the textures. And then you have to handle the bosses. And then you have to handle... You don't even have to handle, but there's at least one place where it's obligatory, the frickin' Rochambeau bullshit. Ah, God, I hate Rochambeau. And of course they have the Museum of Concept Art, and then you unlock the concept art and you look at the concept art and you're thinking, what the fuck happened? Because they actually had original designs. And then you go in the game, it's a toad. It's another toad. It's a different colored toad. This is clearly a toad. Like, dude! All that because Miyamoto once said, do we really need a story for a Mario game? And there's this whole reading the air thing. Like, it's an RPG. Yes, we fucking need a story for a Mario game. And that's what happened with Sticker Star, and they kept that for Color Splash. I don't like how Morton got turned from a bully into a bland, dumb brute. At least his cartoon counterpart from Adventure of Super Mario Bros. 3 Big Mount was funny at times. Our princess is in our castle. But I would still forgive the design choices of all Toads all the time if the bosses were fun. Because the problem with the boss battles is that they took the one thing that was really hateful in Sticker Star and doubled down on it. So in Sticker Stars, you don't notice you're allowed to run away from boss battles. So in Sticker Star, you're supposed to know to have certain stickers if you want the boss battle to go easier. Or else you are going to struggle and use up all your stickers, which honestly you really want to do anyway, because by the end of the game you got like way too much. And there's thing stickers that you want to use, because if you don't have the thing sticker that you're going to need, and there's a lot of backtracking if you run away from the battle, once you figure out what's going on, then you know what thing sticker you need. But Kirsty is going to give you shit either way. If you don't have the correct thing stickers and use all your stickers, or close to all your stickers, Kirsty's gonna be, wouldn't there have been a better way? I'm going to rant on Kirsty in a hot minute, okay? Wouldn't there have been a better way to beat that boss? Well, it's a little late now, bitch! But yeah, you can run from boss battles. Well, in Color Splash, you have no choice but to know not only what thing sticker to use with the boss, but when to use it. Because if you don't use it at the exact perfect time, it's going to be an automatic game over. Not even just a hard hit. It's going to be a little hit. Lethal hit on you. You gonna die, bro. And then you have to do it all over again. You have to know which to save for what boss and which to get rid of. Exactly. Plus, I don't remember, however, if thing cards take more room in your album, like with thing stickers. Thing stickers take more room in your album. But not happy with that. Okay? Because the Color Splash also offers like dupes of thing cards. And if you use a dupe instead of the real thing card against the boss, it's going to be a game over anyway, because it's not going to be strong enough. One reason why Nintendo won't have me develop for them, I'd make a Paper Mario game in the vein of the first two, but expand it on what makes them great. Yeah, because God forbid. Plus, with Miyamoto saying recently that he's more concentrating on movies because video games don't have longevity. Gee, I wonder the fuck why. It's like pulling teeth to get you to re-edit older games outside of Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3. And now with the price games are now, and him literally saying when we saw the price of the Switch 2, well, maybe you should try to enjoy the IP outside of games for a while. Or you could at least lower the price of games. I understand the console being expensive with all the stuff you put in it, but do the games really have to be $100 a pop, is what I'm asking. I'd throw in Princess Daisy as a major character, player choice and story progression, and even multiple endings. Well, there's game engines out the wazoo on the internet. I believe it's on Steam. There is a paper game maker. I'm just saying, hint hint, nudge nudge. There, I'm finally dressed. Coco is dressed. And it's probably very fashionable knowing her. This is not sarcasm. I need a little button that I can push. Not sarcasm. Because I always sound like I'm sarcastic, but I am not. I'll stick with making homebrews for Atari 7800, Lynx, and Jaguar for the time being. I wouldn't know if it's easier. Last time I tried to program a game, like, with actual code, that was back in the 80s when I was a kid on the Commodore 64. And all I pretty much did was grab a joke game and change the dialogue in it. Nope, just my comfy clothes. I gotta get up and move a lot. Well, better to be comfy than confident. I'm hilarious. That's why you guys watch me. I got my Funko Pop Justice League t-shirt on. Yay! I saw some quick news about Funko Pop. They're not sure if they're going to last until next year. And I'm thinking maybe you should broaden your style a little bit. I know you guys are known for the big square heads. Gentle. For the big square heads and dead eyes. But, I mean... You could try more shit, is what I'm saying. Like me, myself, I play with a lot of different styles, so... I usually draw in the style I feel like at the moment of drawing. Also, this week we're going to premiere the next game that I'm going to make portraits of on Wednesdays. So I hope you guys like it. I know you guys really love Final Fantasy VII. Especially when it was Sephiroth's turn. Sephiroth went my version of viral, which is basically not a lot, but still enough, you know? It's like, yay, Sephiroth got a bit of traction. I admit to finding Final Fantasy VII to be pretentious, convoluted, poorly paced, and boring. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Suikoden, and Vandal Hearts were better. I did enjoy Suikoden 1. I have Suikoden 2 on the PSP, and at my age, I'm not that fond of small screens. But it's not really a thing that I can't see what I'm doing on a small screen. I mean, I'm using my phone all the time, and it's a pretty small screen. It's more of a thing that I have a tendency to lean down on it. And then my arms get tired, and my neck gets tired. And I am so comfy in my gaming recliner. I still remember the picture you did. You had to make unavailable where Seth is... tear-assing away, yelling, "You just want me for my body." Oh my god. That is old. I think that was lost when my tower exploded and I switched to a Mac machine. because I did have a coworker who did his best to try and bring back what was left of the memory, and he really couldn't bring back much. Oh my god, that is old. Because I know I don't have that anymore. The tower is gone and everything. Like, I've been drawing for a long time, and Coco's been there for a long time, too. And, like, I keep a lot of the old stuff on DeviantArt instead of archiving it, because I feel it's important for other artists to see the progress of an artist that they admire. I mean, if you're following me, I'm assuming you have some level of admiration for me. And a proto Bootleg Cookie where someone said they want you to draw Seth and Cloud. Oh my god, yeah. What are your thoughts on Chinese food? Delicious. And honestly, I like Final Fantasy VII. It's one of my favorites. The remake, for some reason, there's like a lot of things, but at the same time, there's something undefined that I just don't like about it, and I'm not interested in it. And it's gotta be something about the game, and not just all the weird stuff that they decided to pull in it. Because I own 5 or 6 copies of Final Fantasy IV. 6 copies of Final Fantasy IV, because I have 5 copies of Final Fantasy VI. So I am a whore for remakes. And you interrupted saying that better and with fighting or I'll Buster Sword to pencil up your material slot so hard to be farting G points for a week. Yeah, that I know I didn't take down. I'm pretty sure that's still up in the archive. And that's another thing. Sometimes when I look at my favorites, when people favorite my stuff, sometimes there's always the one guy that went deep in the archive to like the old stuff. Like the 1999, 2000 stuff, and I'm like, you should have better taste than that, buddy. Well, that was fun. Who's for Chinese, Joker? But yeah, like, I enjoy Final Fantasy VII enough that I do have the disc. And excusez-moi, it's the disc with the black side, not the greatest hits, neon green and red. That's my copy of Final Fantasy Tactics. And I did buy the port on Switch. Like the original port, not the rebirth, whatever they call it right now there. Because I think they're still not done remaking the game. But like they changed the gameplay, they made Red 13, Vincent, and Sid non-playable, then what is the fucking point of an RPG if you can't R some of the P's? That sounded real bad. R stands for roll. I'd also won't be hired by Square Enix because I'd return Final Fantasy back to its roots. Yeah, God forbid they accidentally make money. Last time they made a classic looking Final Fantasy, it was called Bravely Default 1. And what was the mobile version that was really bad? It was All The, but I don't remember if it was Heroes or... Like, it was horrible. I did download it to try it, and it was god-awful. Everything was a microtransaction. It was literally just your side throwing playable characters that would automatically fight monsters. All the Bravest, I think. Is that it? That was such a bad idea, they took it off the... I also briefly had the big-headed iOS version of Final Fantasy VI, but it was playing so bad I decided to uninstall it, so I don't have an archive of that. But like, I understand Final Fantasy VII being pretentious because at the time it was the first, not only 3D Final Fantasy, but it also had CGI in it. CGI cutscenes. And boy, did they put the cutscenes in the TV ad, because once you got in the game, oh, gameplay is not like that. I do know that once the hardware version, I think we're at 60% or 80. I think it's 60. Once we get the hardware version of Suikoden and Suikoden 2, like I really didn't go far in Suikoden 2, not just because it's on PSP, but the first 5 minutes in, they typoed the word soldier into solider. I was like, oh, it's gonna be that kind of game, is it? But I know that when I pull out Suikoden 1, I'm going to get out. I have a PlayStation magazine. It's either PlayStation magazine or Game Fan. I have a magazine that has a guide to get all 108 characters. 107 considering you're one of the characters and you're there by default. And I am going to pull it out to make sure that I get everybody. Because my first and last playthrough, I managed to get everybody thanks to that guide, but I had let Pan die, and I couldn't get Gremio because Pan died, and I was like, ah! But I had let him die because it had been too long since my last save, and I didn't want to do all that over again. But now I have the patience, because I want Gremio. I would also have Secret of Evermore remade in the style of the Seiken Densetsu 3 remake, also known as Trials of Mana. Keep the story co-op and Jeremy Soul's music. How about some of the more Enix stuff, like the Quintet trilogy? Though personally I like to say quadrilogy because I like to put Robotrek in there too. Even if it's not part of the World Rebirth series, it's got the same style, it's got the same font, it's got Turbo the dog in it, you know. Like, would you bring back Terranigma, Illusion of Gaia? And the other one, whose name escapes me right now. Which is a bit of a... because I do own that game. Played it a couple of times and enjoy it every time. I know the name has something to do with Arc. I'm not sure if it's Arc Razor or something else, because I don't want to mix it up with Act Razor. Because Act Razor is very different. it's still about building a world, but it's very different. I did not enjoy Secret of Evermore, so I never beat it. Also, me beating Secret of Mana is a recent thing for me. Because I did not understand Secret of Mana as a kid. But now I do. I have the game, but I also got the port on my Switch because I love my Switch. Robo-Trick, now that was overlooked. Yeah, I played it a bit. Another one that I didn't beat, but that one is because it's a copy that is not from the official Disney Vault, if you get my drift. And I tend to use my computers more for work and stuff like that than for games. I prefer consoles for games. But I remember that after a while I kind of got stuck at one place. And then I kind of forgot about it. But I was up to 3 robots, so I was doing good. I was doing decently. But yeah, I do enjoy the Quintet games. But then, like, Quintet kind of disappeared off the map. It didn't just close down, it just disappeared. It just fucking disappeared. And apparently Enix did not keep the files, because I don't hear anything about a remake of these games. There's a new Super NES RPG getting Kickstarter called Eternal Hunters: The Brentford Legacy. I know, I saw it on Google News, and I subscribed to the newsletter. I do wish I could find a decent converter for my Super Nintendo, because the original cable worked well for a long time, but right now it's giving me a lot of snow. And I bought a converter, but that converter was supposed to be able to switch from landscape to square, so I could use it for my SNES. But it doesn't go to square. It stays in landscape, and my SNES games are stretched out. They're clear, but they're stretched out. So I don't know what to do with that. I would need to find a converter that confirms that it turns the view of my TV to 4:3. Quintet also made games for the Saturn PS1, such as Grand Stream Saga and Solo Crisis. Don't know what Solo Crisis is. I know what Grand Stream Saga is. It's been a long while since I've seen Grand Stream Saga. So I wouldn't even be able... Like, I think the main character was like half human, half fox, I think, or at least half animal. Also, I don't know when. So it's not like I can make an announcement, but I'm thinking maybe if Mom is lucky, sometime this month, I will be taking a quote-unquote vacation. Like, I have no idea what the days will be, what the dates will be. My mother will need me to go with her to Quebec for some medical stuff. Like, you guys think I have problem with my eyes. She's fine, she's not dying. It's just that one of her eyes is more fucked up than both my eyes. I like your little happy face here. There, thank you. I'm always happy when I talk with Dad. Last night, you guys are gonna love this. I stumbled on a couple Jello salads recipes. If you guys are any familiar with Jello salads, you know. And I started sending them to him. I will read the replies. And I'm like, gotta love vintage recipes. And the first one is fruit cocktail eggnog pie. With Knox gelatin. Knox. Like, make it with Knox gelatin, canned fruit cocktail, your dairy's prepared eggnog. Your dairy's prepared eggnog. Eggnog was not even in the stores at the time. Like, you have to make a special order to your milkman. I don't know how it worked. Betty Crocker's homogenized pie crust mix. I know what homogenized mean, but when you put it in a product name, it sounds worse. It just means it's well mixed. And he's like, I don't know about that one. I'm not laughing at him. It's the reaction, like, maybe not. And I'm replying, right? I'm always up for experimenting in the kitchen, but I draw the line on weird Jello stuff from the 50s. Bonus points, this one wants to incorporate eggnog too. And he goes, I will pass on that for sure. And I reply, never mind, found worse. And this is the cottage cheese gelatin and campfire marshmallow loaf. It's got lime jello, it's got cottage cheese. Look at the color, if you can, of this thing. It is the most unappetizing green. Like, just for that, just so you guys can see it well, I'm going to get the big webcam back on. What kind of a green is that? It's a gorgeous green. It's not an edible green. It looks like floral foam. What are your thoughts on Viz Media Sailor Moon redub? Did not listen to it. Did not watch it at all. So I have no thoughts. And he goes, well, it looks better than the other one. I said, it's less chunky, yes, but it looks like a block of decoration, not food. Almost makes you miss the salmon mousse with the olive for an eye. At least it had the color of food. I agree. And I go, okay, one more. I think I found a winner, and by that I mean we lose. This one. What's with the 50s and Jello? I think it's because Jello had just went on the market. And the idea when you have a new product is to try to put it in everything. If you guys are not familiar, Google Lysol just for shits and giggles. Google Lysol, and looks like copper green, right? It doesn't look like edible green. And this one, garden salad ring, lemon jello, shredded cabbage, minced chives, vinegar, salt, hard-cooked egg sliced, and sliced radishes. And it looks like this. You can see the radishes and the cabbage floating in there and the eggs on top. Who wants one? Who wants a good slice? And he actually replies something he never says out loud. What the hell? Like that is more the type like, what the huh? He never says what the hell out loud. So and I reply, brought to you by the same decade that suggested mixing 7-Up and milk for a refreshing drink for your baby, the 1950s. And yes, that's a real thing. In fact, I do believe the Game Grumps on the regular Grumps channel, they tried that once, mixing 7-Up with milk. And Coke with milk. To get a Coke float, but you're supposed to put ice cream too in it. They weren't fussy back then. It's not the meal we had tonight, I see. Oh hell no, there's a big difference in quality. Though if one day you drop a salmon suspended in jello on the table, I will divorce you. I'm gonna wallop the stairs between the dining room and the basement. Thanks a lot, now I'm gonna have to make jello. Well, normal jello, I would believe. G-E-L-L-O. And I cannot stress how much I'm not making fun of Dad in what I just shared with you guys, because he's having really normal reaction to these. If you're making lemon jello cocoa, don't forget the chives and the cabbage and the radishes. And the Lysol. Let's just say they advertise us to go where the sun don't shine. Sounds gross. It is. Probably. I don't like radishes to begin with, but to mix it with lemon jello and then stick some boiled eggs in there? Like, what the hell? But boy, did Jello try so hard to sell Jello mixes, especially lemon and lime, as a full meal. Yeah, just stick anything in there. That and loaves. There were so many loaves. And they made it sound so fancy too with the Jello salads. Like, sure to be a winner and stuff like that. Like, because it's easy to transport, I'm guessing, because it's just a big slab of Jello. You know what? If I gotta go on a picnic, I'm not gonna bring 5 different Jello dishes. I'm gonna bring a couple sandwich, a couple Jello cups. I'm not gonna combine everything for convenience. Thought people were only high in the 70s. Oh, Lord. Oh, honey, sweetheart. Oh, you sweet summer child. You know those ads where they advertise vitamins for housewives? It's not just vitamins. Pep for energy. Energy for pep. That pep is not vitamin B. At least in the 70s, they were honest about what was going on. In the 50s, it was all about image. Be good, be nice, behave, there's no Wi-Fi in jail, you know? You know that rant that early season Marge went on in her head? Like, be good, be nice, behave, smile, be good, be good, be nice, behave, be good, be nice, behave, be good, be nice, behave, smile, be nice, be courteous, be all that there. I would guess as an adult, having being told to always be pretty, obedient, smile, nothing's going wrong in your house, there is no Warren Bessing say, you know, you would need a little supplement. And you're not gonna get that with cod liver oil is what I'm saying. I'm having way too much fun with the analogies is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I'm starting to imply the use of illicit substance. Now we have 5 people in the chat. It's all on the topic. Come on, I heard a bleep. There we go. The picnic thing just makes me think of Billy and Mandy, where Billy's like, please pass the egg salad. Well, at least the egg salad is normal. It's salad and egg. It's not... Please pass the egg salad, and you hear the sound of wobbling cardboard. Like, oh no. And that's another thing that I'm not making fun of Dad. Because, well, how the heck is he supposed to know if nobody's there to correct him, you know? But, like, he's a chef, he's supposed to know this. Like, I'm a cartoonist. There are a lot of art words that I'm not familiar with. Like, I was doing some research on Conté paper because I wanted to know what kind of art supplies I could use on it. And then it started talking about the seizing and the gluing, and that those words meant completely different things than I thought they did, and I was like, what the hell? I started trying to learn one word, now I have to learn 3! I dog sat last Wednesday and turned on 101 Dalmatians. One of the dogs joined the Twilight bark. Probably thought, oh, we're doing this now? Okay. You know you're watching a good movie when you get lost in the sauce, you know? I will help, Pongo! Arr! But like me, I'm self-taught. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. The concept of being self-taught. And technically that is self-taught too in his cooking. So that's why it makes sense to me that he didn't know that this trick for steaks. Like, he cooks by instinct. And what a great instinct he has. Oh my god. What are your thoughts on exotic dancers in video games? Is this gonna end up on a weird website? Because I don't exactly play video games that have exotic dancers in them. Like, it's rather rare that I fire up a Mario when suddenly Rosalina is twirling around a pole. I mean, it could happen in Mario Party for some reason. Like, the closest I've been to an exotic dancer in a video game is the Honeybee Inn in the original Final Fantasy VII. Oh, wait, no, I'm totally lying. There are tons of exotic dancers in Final Fantasy IV. My bad. So yeah, that first one you meet in Baron, little extra, she didn't have to do that. At least she keeps the dress on in the SNES version. That's about as close to exotic dancers as I can get. Banyo, you asked that yesterday. I answered you. If you're not gonna stay long enough to accept the answers, I am going to have to kick you out for spam. Do you want that? And back to Cartoon Cat Girl. Lol, so true. My cat Belle watched Beauty and the Beast with me last night, but ditched when she saw the beast in the dungeon. Yeah, Belle knows better. Your Belle is smarter than the Belle in the movie. My stepdad. My stepdad taught me that too. And yeah, I was serious about the kicking out stuff because people need to behave in the chat. Right, my apologies. Thank you. The steak thing, I mean. Yeah, I assume that's what you meant. Sometimes I have memory. Sometimes. I said earlier I was going to talk about Kirsty from Sticker Star. I'm just gonna say this. She's the devil. Next topic. Now I'm trying to think where else I saw dancers in Final Fantasies. I think there's some in Final Fantasy 3, I want to say. It's definitely a job title in Final Fantasy 5 and in Final Fantasy Tactics. But those are more just dancers than exotic dancers. Final Fantasy 4, they're definitely. I think there's one in Final Fantasy 5. And like she jumps. I think there's 3 of them and they all jump on the same seat that you're on, and then you can just walk around and go play the piano. My cat Belle was originally named Misty, but I didn't think that name suited her. I called her Belle because she's a beauty and a funny girl. Aww. So you did the same thing my mom did to me when I was a baby. You held your cat at arm's length. You do not look like a Misty. Belle. Kirsty was one character in dire need of a rewrite. If it were up to me, I'd also have her voiced by Jeannie Elias from the Mario Super Show after I turned down her constant nagging. Oh my god. Kirsty was the worst. And then, like, all she does is nag you, and, like, she's your helper. She's supposed to be helping. And besides, Belle's my favorite Disney princess. I do not blame you. Love me some French girls. And... like, not only does she nag you, she's supposed to be your helper. She's supposed to be helping. And whenever you call her up for help, what does she do? Practically shit on you. I don't know. Well... I don't know, I don't care. And that's like all game. Like usually like you meet a bad character and then like they have a growing arc, they have a character arc. Not Kirsty. Kirsty will be an asshole and a pain in your butt the entire game. Then in the final battle, when she decides to sacrifice herself, like she'll say a little something and peel herself off, and say a little something and peel herself off. And the entire time I was like, you know, I wish we could have traveled a little longer. And I'm like, I don't care, die. And I wish I would have been a little nicer. I don't care, die. And I hope that you're going to remember me in the worst way possible. Please die faster. I did not care for Kirsty. What is drawing or comic that's your least favorite? You know, I don't know. Because this is gonna sound weird, because I am a comic artist, but I don't read a lot of comics. I read like zero more modern comics, and the ones that I did read, I specifically bought because I wanted to read them. So there's not really a comic that I don't like. So it'd be more like comics that I don't super care about, more like. And I don't super care about superhero comics. Honestly, I'm oversaturated. I have it up to here. Speak of the devil, she's on my back and won't get off. Belle, don't be a Kirsty. At least that's something they didn't do in Color Splash, because Huey was better. He didn't super really have a personality, but he was better. I liked Huey. Another thing about Sticker Star and Color Splash I would be happy to fix: the ability to attack without stickers cards. Yeah, make it a weak attack to encourage you to get more cards and stickers, but don't make it so that you're completely helpless when you're out. That would be useful. And like the last comics I got where have you heard what Eddie Gein done? Beautiful Darkness, and Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. And then Davis sent me some horror comics from the 70s, I believe, that I still need to read. I just want to be gentle with them because they're a little magony. And yeah, the three comics that I just named, horror comics, what are the odds? Big fan of horror comics. Surprisingly enough, despite my default style being this, and this is my default easy style, I'm a big fan of horror comics. Beautiful art in those books. I imagine Huey sounding like Frank Welker doing the voice of Kermit and Muppet Babies, the original Muppet Babies, I might add. Thought we were talking about one of Donald Duck's nephews for a minute. No, I was talking about the can helper in the Color Splash. And that's another thing. Back when the Nintendo Forum things were up, I don't even know if it lasted a year, somebody had complained that they didn't like Huey's name and that it was lazy. They didn't even try. At least with Kirsty, it meant stickers. And he said, I have screenshots on Facebook. And he said, I could come up with a better name, like Can Sis. Okay, that's not better, but Huey means nothing. And I simply replied, Huey stands for hue, like color hues. And it was like, oh! I don't know my art terms, but I know hue. Once again, I'm not making fun of that person for not knowing what hue is. But it was a funny situation. Because he was just like, ah! And I was like, well, it stands for this. And he was like, oh! Well, like Dad right now when I'm explaining to him how he was supposed to do the steak doneness trick. Like, not mad, not insulted, just, oh, okay. And that's all I'm asking, really. Because a lot of people, you try to help them, and they think it's because you're doubting their intelligence. And I'm thinking, no, you're allowed not to know something, buddy. We're not all born knowing shit, you know? And my favorite quote for that is I didn't come out the pussy drawing Mozart, Aaron Hansen, 2005. Or 2015, I don't know. It was one of those. Alright, tiny break for me to drink some lukewarm iced tea. I really should have put some ice in this, would have been tastier. By the way, it was cool to meet you. How are you doing? Also, my name is pronounced Bon. No. Okay, Bono. I'm tempted to call you just Bon, after Bon from the Walton Files. Thought you were talking about... No, I just said that. I'm doing okay. My throat is starting to get a little dry because I talk a lot. But I kind of have to do that on these shows. My iced tea is already gone. Wah. Also, the tool I am using right now is the close and fill tool without gap, also known as the ice cream man. My late aunt godmother used to make the best steaks. I could go for one. And, well, I mean, not remember the exact URL to download that specific CSV tool, which is extremely useful. It is... I have a channel on my Discord where I drop all my favorite Clip Studio tools. And keep in mind that a lot of them are free if you're using Clip Studio and you like what I'm doing. Because sometimes I have fellow artists in the chat, or artists that want to try some new shit. And I want to help. And yeah, what I'm actually doing right now is filling in black. It looks blue because I set the layer color to blue so I can still see what I'm doing. And when I'm done coloring, I then switch this specific layer back to black. And what this does is that if you have some artifacts being the little empty spots like right next to your line art, usually when you fill in, like they sometimes come out as white, but they're actually transparent. One thing I like to make is spaghetti aglio e olio, garlic and olive oil. Ooh, garlic. You had me at garlic. Is that it'll make all the artifacts disappear once I color on top. If I miss some spot that still look blue, then I just turn off the color of the layer, like so, then everything is black. And I don't have to go back. Je fais des verres sans savoir, je trouve pas m'en apercevoir. So there's your little coloring trick of the day. I'm pretty sure I mention it like once every second live streams, but it's not always the same people watching these. So that's why I repeat myself often. for the new people. And yeah, neurodivergent, so I do tend to do this. I do tend to T-Rex a lot. I'm also really fond of spaghetti carbonara. Like when I really like something, when I'm eating and I really like something, I will T-Rex. I will T-Rex inward and squeal and wiggle in my chair a little bit. I gotta update my link tree about the new cards that are in the shop. I did the color challenge yesterday, and June from Katamari Damacy and the original Megazord are already sold. They sold this morning. So you had to be faster. I like art, but doing content from the internet, holy jeez. Like, every social media expects you to be, like, locked in 24/7. First of all, I gotta sleep. Secondly, I gotta think about my mental health. Like, TikTok wants me to do a video every day. And I'm like, that's not happening. That is not happening. Like, I would need a team, but I want money to pay my team. Because I don't want to use people, you know? Like, Coco is nice enough to volunteer to mod the chat. And she doesn't even have to be there, and sometimes she's not for, you know, real world reason. And the day I'm gonna get mad at her for that is the day I'm going to jail, because she does not deserve that. She's a volunteer, not a slave. It's also why I will joke about buy something from my shop, but I don't want to intimidate anybody to buy something. Especially not in the current times. Most times social media seems to do more harm than good. You tell me. I'm on Facebook. I don't post on Twitter, but I do check Twitter a lot because there's a lot of Japanese artists that I like on there. And they post a lot of really nice Final Fantasy VI art. But people are so freaking mean on Twitter. Holy jeez. When it gets too mean, I just log off Twitter. Like, I'm too easily distracted that I don't need to uninstall apps from my phone or anything. Like, I have TikTok and I don't even doom scroll on TikTok. I check my notifications, see if Mama Terra posted something, and then I just go. I go on TikTok on Wednesdays. I post my little speed paint, and I go. I do check often, see how it's doing, but I'm not obsessed about it. Because whether a video does good or not, it's not gonna change when I'm going to post the next week. Because the goal is not to go viral. The goal is to fill up this booklet. And we're 2/3 true. There we go. I found an anime YouTuber worth checking out. Weebaloo. Well, you guys take note. I'm a little busy. Yeah, same thing. Sorry for the double post. Yeah, you just thought about what I said earlier to, let me scroll up for the pronunciation. Bono. It was an accident. You're not in trouble. Little crack, then we're gone. We're almost done with the comic. Because I can't have a sip of iced tea. I already drank it all. I'm going to need one of those 2-liter Stanley bottles at this pace. If I'm going to drink that fast. I have a couple of tumbler cups so far. They have done their jobs well. mine's a tumbler too. It's from it's a little old, it's a little banged up, it's a little scratch. It's from David's Tea. I just really like the fact that it's got so much color on it. Like, I'm not in a hurry to change it, even if it's looking pretty messed up now that I'm looking at it real good. But it's just that right now it's the holidays, and like they got holiday tumblers, but they're barely decorated, so maybe there'll be something more interesting during the summer period. And to anybody right now in the chat thinking, well, just go to this shop and get one. Likely I don't have this shop because from my stats all across my socials, you guys are mostly from the States. I'm in Canada. Not happy with being in Canada. I'm in rural Quebec. It takes 6 hours to go to the closest Walmart, so if it's not Walmart, it's gonna be online. Because I probably don't have that shop. There's this company that is remaking the Epics, that remade the Epics Olympic Games, and I've been asking them to remake and port, well, it's really ports, to port Killed Until Dead to the Switch, because I would like that, because I can't really get it to work on a Commodore 64 emulator, because I have yet to understand how to flip discs on an emulator. And there's a lot of disc flipping in Killed Until Dead, and it's a damn shame because it's my favorite Commodore 64 game. Well, I'm going to put that to white right away. The background is a little gray, so it's a little easier on my eyes, because I'm an old fart waiting on their glasses. It's been 3 weeks. I should get them any day now. Load. There. Impossible Mission got ported to Nintendo DS in 2006. Speaking of Epics, I also have the Temple of Apshai trilogy on the Amiga. I don't have an Amiga, and I've never heard of Temple of Apshai. I do have like 25 copies of Impossible Mission. Not from the official Disney vault. Is that the one that goes stay a while, stay forever, or is that another one? I think it's that one. With the beautiful voice modulation of the Commodore. So if anyone who played Mortis and wondering why the hell the voice acting sounds like that, it's imitating a Commodore 64. It's basically Sam 128 is what it is. Mortis. And I'm like, oh, nostalgia. That was the original. Impossible Mission also spawned 2 sequels. I did not know that either. I just know that when you stop and think about it, the rooms make no fucking sense. Because you gotta go room per room. And sometimes if you're lucky, there's no enemies. But you gotta be really lucky. But like the rooms all have platforms. And then one of the platforms will have like a chair and a lamp. Another platform will have a desk, no chairs anywhere. And and if you want to jump, oh, world's best animation, and I'm not being sarcastic here. The front flip that you do to jump, that is so smooth. Oh, hi Paul. Thanks for a great show, Shiro. Your comic looks awesome. It was fun listening to you chat with your fans. So you see, fellow fans, you are now part of the content. You have to chat with me. That's what makes it fun. And we all learn a little something. Like I'm nostalgic for 1980s computers because I was there. Because when I was a kid, it wasn't called nostalgia. It was called the newest computer of 1985. in Sears catalog. Remember Sears? I am having a tea with lemon and honey the minute I log off. That's an entire weekend of talking a lot. But I enjoy it. You guys keep me awake. Alright, let's take a little look-see. Why do I have a problem with my sidebar? Is it Grammarly giving me trouble? Is that it? Eh. And for those of you cooking soon, another C64 game I like, Park Patrol by Activision. I do have Activision games. I know I do. I do not have Park Patrol. That's news to me. I would need to go and get the disc box and just flip through them to see what I have. Well, at least the stuff that's properly labeled. I have Newsroom. I have Muppets Print Shop. I know I have Muppets Print Shop somewhere. I know I do. And 15 copies of Donkey Kong. I know I have Mario Brothers. 1 copy of Mario Brothers. Not official. For Commodore 64. I played it once. And then I never found it again. So either I have it in my large collection and I need to find it again, or it burnt down in my grandfather's house. I also love making Russian tea and chai. Oh, it's been a long time since I had chai. What does chai stand for? Tea. So you're saying TT? Yes, giggle. But the reason we say chai, even if we know damn well it means tea, is because then it helps differentiate what type of tea it is to us, lowly Westerners. But yeah, that little trick here, feel free to try it when you're cooking steak, because you do feel a difference. Because your thumb will tense as it goes further per finger, and that's how you'll feel the difference. So after that, you just tap on the steak with your little yeah, just tap on the steak and you'll feel the same thing. Like right here, way too much. You overcooked it. Yeah, it looks good to me. Right number of fingers and everything. So you guys know what that means. We're done. Obligatory parrot monologue again. Pining for the fjord and all that. So now we have to give extra special caramel drizzle, rainbow sprinkle, chocolate syrup thanks to all our supporters. Amber B. Paul K, Miss Edvis, Bad at Multiplayers, Matthew H, Blah 6, Laura S, Artsy Tanuk, Jeff B, and our part-time supporter, Super Dude at 808 and Rocket Mouse. Your continued or part-time support is always and forever appreciated. And next live stream is going to be, if all goes well, because I don't know when we're going to get the call for my mom to go to Quebec City. So if all goes well, anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on my socials. Next live stream is going to be next Sunday, November 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. I don't know you. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. A lot of fun drawing it and chatting with you guys. That was super fun. I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. And bye-bye.